And here we are for another match on WWE 13. It's Psycho Enigma here, and this is match number 2 of the series versus Freaky Fungus. This time he's not decided to use one of his custom superstars. He is coming in as Chris Jericho, and I am still my created custom star in Enigma. Now the match is just going to be loading up, and for some reason I've left the entrances in, so that will give me time to babble to all of you. One thing I've noticed while I do my entrance is I've changed it recently, so I need to edit this back, but the next bulk of videos you're going to get of WWE 13 is still this entrance, this amazingly uber sexy entrance of kind of Enigma-ness. And I've got a cup of tea to my left, so I'm going to start consuming that while I record this video, because being British, or English, it's not British, you faggots. Sorry for anyone that calls it English people British, and I don't wish to call you a faggot. But yes, emanating Edge, because Edge is awesome, and we all love Edge. This is good tea. And of course it would be, my mother made it. I didn't make it, I suck at making tea. Da da da, I am awesome. Yeah. I really should have just skipped straight into the match. Yeah, that was one of my fail moments, but it gives me moments to recap, because this is a WWE 13 video. I can do a recap. This will be going up soon after I recorded it, and we have just seen WWE Payback. So who loved the pay-per-view? Because I did. Like, for a B grade pay-per-view and not too much build for any of the matches really, other than Ryback and Cena, it was amazing. The Ryback Cena match was I mean, it was okay. It would have been better if it wasn't Ryback and Cena. Apologies for the squeaky chair of squeakiness. I would like to go out on a limb and say that, well, not go out on a limb, Jericho and Punk, match of the year by a country mile. I don't know what's going on with Punk's kind of mutton chops that he's got going on. I think he's thinks he's Wolverine or something. I suppose he would, because he's into his comic books, and Wolverine can be a bit of a jerk, and Punk admits he's like, yeah, I like to be a dick. So that could be that. Jericho making his way to the ring here, breaking the walls down, as always, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I'm pretty sure I just butchered the name. So yeah, my guy's like, yep, I'm ready to fight, And this is another kind of short match, I'm not going to lie to you, roughly about 6-ish minutes in length. But still, I am very happy with it. You know, it's match number 2 of the series. Match number 3 is the epic one. And I've got some other matches as well. That's just generally derping around, because I like a good derp. And I think that it gives me a chance to not be so serious with my recordings, because I know my F1 races can be quite serious. Reversing Jericho's attack there into the Edge-O-Matic. And attempting a yes chant to get, you know, Ric Flair chopped. But the WWE matches give me a chance to be a lot less serious, because really it's just me. I'm playing the game with my friends, just derping really, not having to do the live commentary. We're just having a lot of fun, and I can do the commentary afterwards. I can sit down and watch my own match and enjoy it really with a nice mug of tea, because I like to be a bit English like that. The F1 season's coming to an end. This video is going up sort of the same time as that. As the 19th race. So anyway, we're going to actually get on to doing the commentary of the match here. So Jericho with a float over swinging neck breaker, and now a drop kick to the back. And really in this match, I was not really good at the counters, to be totally honest. For some reason, it didn't work for me. But still, I had a lot of fun with this match. I do love a good Hell in a Cell. I love the way they improved it from like the older games where you couldn't use weapons to now you can. Getting out the cell was a bit more tough, but again, a bit more awesome. All in that retrospect, which you will see later, because the action, of course, breaks outside of the cell, because it would suck if it didn't. And that was a punch to the gut, followed by a kick to the ropes. And, of course, we're going to go for an old cactus clothesline. Both of us tumbling to the outside, taking the action to the outside of the cell. Within the first 2 minutes, steel chair in hand, battering Jericho. Bringing the pain to the walls. We're going to bring our own version of some kind of walls down, and trying to use the cage against Jericho, not to our advantage, as Jericho slams our face into the steel, And the chair just glitched out massively there, and I'm going to say that's Charles Robinson who's really in the way. You need to get out of the way, dude. Just let me taunt. Yes! Finally gets the yes chant off. And we built up a signature. And of course Jericho is playing the part of Mr. Freaky Fungus. That is Mr. He has told me to point that out in that video. That he is Mr. not just Freaky Fungus. So that's Mr. Freaky Fungus. As you've just found out. But anyway, action is spilling to the outside of the cell. Walls of Jericho attempt, or I'm going to guess it was the walls, but we countered that. And here's the walls now. Walls being applied outside of the cell. I can't remember if this was set to false count anywhere. I think it might have been. A part of me is saying it might have been. But, of course, what we would usually do, we'd usually be gentlemen about the matters as we get code breaker to the face. And yeah, there's the false count anywhere. So I failed miserably at attempting to kick out of that. I just realised. But normally we'll be gentlemen, you know, when it gets to the end, we would usually let an opponent, like, you know, fight out the submission and carry on. But no, when it gets online, we get a bit competitive and we like to break it, and they stay on the floor a bit longer, writhing in pain. And of course, that was the point where we were going to attempt, and Jericho going to go for the pedigree, and we countered Samoan drop. And for those of you wondering, I know Jericho was not going to go for a pedigree, and we countered it. Spear! Spear through the hell in a cell. And the action has spilled out straight away here on SmackDown. This is the first Hell in a Cell match in SmackDown history, as Enigma looks to prove himself against the veteran Jericho, scaling the Hell in a Cell. And Jericho has just got up, and it now becomes a taunt match. Both of them trying to gain the attention of the other. This is really good tea. Sorry, I'm getting off topic, as always. Got a bit of Miz taunt, a bit of arrogance. Arrogance from Enigma. Proving himself. Just like, yes chance. And Jericho's like, do I go up there? Should I risk it? And for those of you that are wondering, I can't remember if I explained this in the first video. I am not that lean. My hair is longer than that and not as styled. I wear those sort of jeans and those sort of shoes. But I certainly don't have that many tattoos. I'm working on it though. For those of you that like a small concept of what I look like. In fact, if you go to just the Psycho Enigma Pokemon video channel, I'm in fact on there in a vlog when I went to Cardiff. You can watch that if you want. If you don't, I don't blame you. Because this is Enigma LP Productions, it's totally different to that. Anyway, we've got our signature, and Jericho going for the roll up on top of the cell, and we kick it out at one. We could have countered to get a leverage. Jericho going to look to build momentum, swinging neck breaker. Walls of Jericho applied. Will Enigma tap here? Will he tap on top of the cage? Not enough damage has been done. Fighting and clawing, and Jericho breaks it. And of course, naturally, for anyone that has played a SmackDown vs Raw or a WWE 13 game, or a WWE franchise game, which was 12 and 13, they will be fully aware that as soon as two people get onto the roof, there will be multiple attempts in which to try and break it. And it really sucks because I thought I was going to put Jericho through there because I thought my move was a back suplex. Of course, I get my ultimate revenge, sending Jericho down through the announcer's table, with Enigma playing the part of The Undertaker and Jericho being Mankind. And naturally, we can't let it end there. Leg drop! And of course, we just tore all the muscles in our legs and destroyed our tailbone. But of course, because taking a page out of John Cena's book, we kick out at one. Because, you know, John Cena could get hit by an 18-wheeler travelling at 60 miles an hour and kick out at one. And now I'm done with my tea, so the focus returns to the wrestling. Jericho and Enigma going to battle it out on top of the Hell in the Cell. Neck breaker. It became a mission for Mr. Freaky Fungus to attempt to put me through this cage. I got battered, I got bruised, I didn't really get much offense in compared to Jericho, and you can already see that I'm hurting. We both attempted our finishes there. There was a counter into a counter into a counter, trap card, counter. Wait, that's you, yeah, what am I talking about? Anyway, Jericho's dragging me to on top of the cell. Will it be? No, reversal, roll up pin, 1, 2, Jericho kicks out. And now, Enziguri to the back of the head. Enigma's reeling. Enigma's looking wobbly. Jericho going to bring it up. Will this be the moment in which Enigma is put through the cage? In which one of them is put out of their misery? Swinging neck breaker. And the other door will sag. Tension builds. one of these men. He's going through the hellacious structure, swinging neck breaker, and Jericho is the man that will drop down, and Enigma will remain on top of the cell. If you wanted anticlimactic, it doesn't get much better than that. Enigma stands up, but you can see him, he's battered, he's bruised. Jericho made it to the floor completely unhurt. Enigma with his 2 finishes, going to climb down, going to try and end this match right here, right now. It's gone on too long for him, he's been too battered. Going to scale the turnbuckle. Jericho with his back turn, going for the drop kick with a miss. And now a nice, simple code breaker. And we'll end this. Referee 1, 2, 3. Jericho picks up the win. Jericho beats Enigma.